Day number 6 of Chicago Bears training camps in the books, and let's talk about everything that happened. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears training camp update video, which I'll be doing every single day at training camp this year. I was actually at training camp myself today. I had a lot of fun. It was much more fun than last year because they actually practiced in front of the fans for the vast majority of practice. For some reason, Eberflus wanted to hide from the fans most of his practices. We couldn't really see shit, but Ben Johnson did all the 7-on-7s, the 11-on-11s in front of the fans, so we got a good view of everything. I got to meet George McCaskey again. I got a picture with George and, said what's up to him, as I do basically every year at this point. I got pictures with a couple other players too, including Brisker and Javon Dexter. So it's cool to meet the players, meet some of you guys too, some of my subscribers I ran into. So it's always cool to meet some of you guys in person. I appreciate all the love. But before we get into the updates, I do want to do my training camp ticket giveaway again. Congrats to yesterday's winner. I'll be randomly selecting a comment down below to give 2 free tickets to training camp 2 for one of the August dates. So leave a comment down below, leave a way to contact you too via email or social media. And if you win, I'll contact you and say that you won the tickets. But talking about the injuries, guys, nothing changed on the injury front from yesterday's video, so I'm not really going to talk about that. Luther Burden is fully back. Jalen Johnson is still dealing with the injury. One injury update that is different, though, is that Shamar Turner is expected to be out for a month, according to Brad Biggs. So that does suck that Turner is going to be out for longer than expected because he is a rookie, and rookies can really use his practice time. So, it's going to suck for him to miss all this valuable time, but hopefully it comes back healthy. But besides for that, the injury updates did remain the same as the last couple days, so that's good to hear. But yeah, talking about what actually happened in practice, I want to start by talking about the offensive line because pads were on, guys, so this matters a lot more than the non-padded practices, and I thought our offensive line did a damn good job today. There were multiple plays in which Caleb Williams had ample time in the pocket. You saw all of our left tackles, Ozzie Trapilo, Braxton Jones, even Kiran on occasion, winning their matchups and performing really well. You saw Joe Tooney on the inside create space for Caleb Williams, create space for the running backs in the run game. You saw Drew Dalman dominating out there besides for one high snap, which was a bad snap. But all in all, guys, I was really impressed with the Bears offensive line. Sure, you could turn this around and say the Bears D-line disappointed, but if you compare this to last year, last year there were multiple moments in which the Bears O-line was faltering. I mean, the Bears D-line in many practices last year got the better of the offensive line. That is not happening this year, and our D-line is upgraded compared to last year. We added Grady Jarrett, we added Dio Odingbo, who compared to DeMarcus Walker is at least somewhat of an upgrade, right? So the fact that our O-line is performing really well does give me a lot of positive hopes for this season because the O-line is one of the most important things, if not the most important part of the team. And Ryan Poles has invested a lot in that unit as of late, so glad to see it all working out and coming together. I do want to talk about Ozzie Trapilo because this is my first time seeing Ozzie on the football field live, in front of me, and this dude is freaking massive, okay? He is just so damn tall, so damn strong, and he was winning a lot of his matchups out there, rotating in with the ones, working with the twos, too, on occasion. All the left tackles are basically rotating today, but I was really impressed with Ozzie, man. Maybe he's not going to start right away because Braxton is a more proven guy, but guys, I would not be surprised if Ozzie started later this season because there's just so much to like in his frame and how he moves. Even at his weight and his height, he can still move pretty well. And in pass pro, he seems pretty advanced for a rookie. He does have a lot of the technique down already. Now, until the game started, you can't say anything for certain, but I was really impressed with Ozzie. Braxton also had a pretty good practice. Even Kiran, I thought, had a pretty good practice. I mean, the entire offensive line was pretty damn good today. There were very few plays, at least in the first half of practice, where the defense did much of anything against the quarterback. And building off of that, I thought Caleb Williams and the offense had a really good day of practice besides for the ending, okay? In the end, the defense definitely won that drill. The 2-minute drill, the defense did dominate, but For the vast majority of practice, Caleb and the offense were cooking and putting together multiple big time plays. So I'll be putting some video of the plays on the screen for you guys right now. Some of these are via one of my friends on Twitter. The other are via me. I also took some videos, but yeah, I'll put all these videos up on the screen for you guys. The first one is a dart on the sideline to DJ Moore. Fantastic throw here by Caleb. DJ getting his feet in bounds and making that catch. I thought he was injured for a second. After this play, he did limp for a little bit, but he was completely fine. Just landed a little bit awkwardly, but that was a big time play. Going to the next play, there was a deep ball from Caleb Williams to DJ Moore again. Now, this was ruled pass interference by Kyler Gordon, so counted for a massive play downfield, and it was on the money, guys. Like, I know Caleb has had some issues with his deep accuracy, but I think DJ Moore would have caught this ball if not for the pass interference. So great to see Caleb improving on that deep ball accuracy. There's another play where Caleb Williams stepped up in the pocket a little bit, delivered across his body to Rome Odunze, and Rome bobbled it a little bit, but still came down with a catch. I think the ref actually ruled him out of bounds, but I thought he was in bounds regardless. A great play to move the chains. Caleb against the blitz had a pretty good pass to DeAndre Swift, just getting the ball out of there, out of harm's way. I thought that was a great play by Caleb because, you know, he beat the blitz and he just completed the dump off pass. And that's been a goal for Ben Johnson, for him to have Caleb be at 70% completion percentage for this season, which is a very lofty goal. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but, you know, getting the ball out and taking your dump offs is something where Caleb had to improve. And that's something he did pretty well on this play. There was another play where DJ Moore took like an end around type of play and took that for a massive gain. Cole Kmet had a nasty block here on Tyreek Stevenson, and the perimeter blocking in general was really good on this play. So this was a very fun play to watch with the pads on. Like, you could hear the pads thumping and the blocking. I mean, it was just very damn exciting to watch. And I love that Ben Johnson incorporates these types of plays into his playbook and mixes them in, because Shane Waldron, our last OC, just ran everybody on vertical routes down the field basically until, you know, told Caleb to just find somebody, just throw it up there, which obviously did not work that often. So, you know, love the mix of the run and the pass. There were a lot more running plays, which we didn't get video of, but you know, Roshan Johnson had a few nice runs. Kyle Monangai had a big bruising run. DeAndre Swift also looked pretty good. The run game was pretty solid today, partly because of how good the offensive line was, right? I mean, the O-line was on point today, so that's why these running lanes were available for our running backs. There was also a great play on third down in which Caleb delivered a dart to Colson Loveland in the middle of the field. Colson Loveland sits there in between the zone and comes down with the catch to keep the chains moving. Those are the types of plays you love to see from your rookie tight end. Colson Loveland has been targeted a lot more than Cole Kmet in training camp this year. So, you know, if you're a big Cole Kmet fan, you're going to be disappointed to hear that, but I still think the two can coexist, even though I do feel like Colson Loveland is going to be the bigger receiving option for sure at this point. You know, Cole Kmet can still be a factor in the end zone. He can still be a factor in blocking. I mean, he laid out some nice blocks today, so not giving up on Cole Kmet, obviously, but love to see Colson Loveland also succeeding big time. So, you know, overall, a lot to like from the offense. They kept the chains moving. They made some big time plays on the deep play. They basically converted on it because of that pass interference. So, you know, Caleb is getting better. The offense is getting better. It was a rocky start for sure because a lot of new stuff was being installed, but Caleb is getting the hang of this offense for sure. Now, even though the offense did pretty well, there were some mistakes for sure. Luther Burden actually got kicked out of a play because he wasn't lining up properly. Zach Pearson said, looks like Ben Johnson wasn't happy with Luther Burden, pulled him out of a drill. Think Burden had trouble lining up in his right spot. And I honestly love to see that. I don't love to see Luther Burden messing up, but, you know, he's missed a lot of time, so he's not going to be fully up to speed just yet. But I do love that Ben Johnson holds every single player accountable. I tweeted about this, but I said that one thing I've been loving about Ben Johnson this year is that if you're messing up, he's just going to throw you out of that play. Doesn't matter if it's a starting quarterback or a third string receiver, he's keeping everyone accountable. And accountability is the big theme of this offseason. Everybody has been held accountable, and it doesn't matter who you are. I mean, this is the big difference between Matt Eberflus and Ben Johnson. Our last head coach did not keep anybody accountable, which is why crazy things were happening, which is why Tyreek Stevenson was waving to the fans in the end zone and, still played in games after that. He wasn't even benched after that, right? Which he should have been benched for what he did. Like, players made mistakes in the past, which were not even, they weren't punished for those. But Ben Johnson is going to punish players for making mistakes, which is how it should be, because you should be having to fight for your job. This is the NFL. This is the Chicago Bears. Okay, we're not going to stand for you making mistakes because we're trying to win football games here. So, I'm a big fan of Luther Burden. Okay, this one mistake does not mean I'm out on Luther Burden. I'm more so just bringing this up because I like that Ben Johnson is holding everybody accountable. Moving on to talking about the defense a little bit. So as I mentioned, the defense had a very nice ending to practice. They definitely won the 2-minute drill. According to Zach Pearson, he said that not a good 2-minute drill for the first team offense. Started at own 47, down 28-23 with 54 seconds left. Caleb threw the ball away, had an incompletion, then there was a sack, then a pass for 10 yards, turnover on downs. Now, I will say on that sack, it wasn't really a sack. Like, Caleb could have escaped that, and he did escape it. They just ruled it a sack because they thought that in a real game he would have been down. But we've seen Caleb escape crazy sacks last year. Like, maybe he could have turned that play into a first down, which is what he did out there. He actually did run for the first down, but they ruled him down for the sack. So regardless, like, the defense did perform very well in the second half of practice. Guys were locking up. There wasn't really much of anywhere for Caleb to go to. There was some pressure on Caleb too in that 2-minute drill. So love to see the defense fighting back too. Okay, we don't just want the offense to do well, because the defense matters a shit ton. I mean, Dennis Allen and this defense, they have to be good this year and hold their opponents to not scoring a lot of points. I mean, that's how you win football games. So good to see our defense finishing strong today. One member of the defense that did really impress me is rookie Tysheem Johnson. He's a UDFA, so he's playing with the backups, but he laid out multiple big-time hits in practice today. There were 2 plays where he absolutely cracked the shit out of players in the open field. You could hear the pads thumping on those plays. So this is the dude that really seems motivated. He was celebrating after those big hits and really, pumping up the defense. And I'd love to see that energy. I mean, he's fighting out here for a roster spot, and keep an eye on him for the preseason games. If he's playing with this much energy in practice, I can only imagine what's going to happen in the real games. If he does keep on making big time plays, maybe he could be a candidate to sneak on to the Chicago Bears roster. And then finally, I want to end this video by talking about Dennis Allen's plan for Kyla Gordon. So this is a pretty interesting quote from Courtney Cronin. So she said that Dennis Allen has utilized a bunch of dime packages through the first 6 camp practices. Kyla Gordon, the one player Allen mentioned by name when he was hired as someone he's excited to work with, is being utilized in different ways, some at free safety, outside corner, in addition to his role at nickel. The prospect of doing that more excites Gordon. And this gets me really excited too, guys. I mean, Kyler Gordon could be a chess piece type of player. He has fantastic abilities in coverage. He's really good against the run. He can get his hands on the football, make it go the other way. He thumps people in the open field. Like, we should be trying to get Kyler Gordon to play out there more and play all these different roles. And the opposing offenses, they will have no idea what our defense is doing if we have players switching roles, Kyler playing some free safety. Like, it's going to be a very exciting defense if we're actually, trying to make the most out of players like Kyler Gordon's abilities. I mean, that's why I really appreciate how creative Dennis Allen is and everything he's doing with this defense. You can really tell that he knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for a long ass time. So, excited to see a great season, hopefully, out of Kyler Gordon. This guy really broke out last year, earned that contract extension, and he's going to be earning his money, man, because the Bears will be playing him at multiple positions this year. But leave your comments down below, guys. What do you guys think about the updates from today? I'll be back with another video tomorrow for tomorrow's practice. But yeah, had a lot of fun today. I'm going to rest now because I'm so damn tired from being out there in the sun. But yeah, leave your comments down below. As always, bear down.